Our top story, 4 o'clock, severe weather sweeps across southern Colorado. This was the scene outside our studio near downtown Colorado Springs about 90 minutes ago, and there's more coming our way.
This is from Laura in Widefield. You can see that hail the size of her palm there. In Fountain, Brandon sending us these hailstones, size of golf balls, baseballs, it looks like. They're very large.
And this is a really scary size here. You talk about dime size and nickel size, doesn't do a lot of damage, but this is damage. This is the second photo that I've seen today sent to us by a viewer that either suffered an injury herself, this is Katrika Allison, or witnessed an injury to someone else.
And we also know that 8 people were hurt at the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo when that hail started falling. Most cars were damaged in the parking lot. And now we have our Chase Golightly live with the latest. Chase.
Dana, we actually moved right across the street. We're at the fire station, Colorado Springs Fire Station at Levita and Cresta. They're actually going to be holding a press conference here about the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo, what they were doing to get those kids, their families, and everyone out of the area safely without anyone getting hurt. Like we said earlier, 8 people were taken to the hospital after getting hit with golf ball-sized hail.
These are photos taken in the parking lot of the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo. These illustrate the type of scene that happened there earlier today. These cars clearly undrivable, and on that note, Springs police are letting us know that authorities at the scene are not letting citizens kick out their windshields to drive their vehicles. That's just not a safe way to do this. Instead, once again, people at the zoo are being put on buses and bused down to Cheyenne Mountain High School. Some of the buses are arriving at Cheyenne Mountain High School right now. Let's go to Chase for more on that.
Yes, Bart, people have actually started coming in from Cheyenne Mountain Zoo on these buses right here. We were told that 2 of the buses were meant for children at the camp. The other was for tourists and their families. You can see everyone coming in, children of all ages and their parents. Those buses still coming in. They were coming over from Cheyenne Mountain Zoo, where we're seeing golf ball-sized hail. The American Red Cross is now taking them into the high school to get situated for the time being. But let's see if maybe we can talk to someone real quick. Hey, sir, can we ask you some questions about everything?
Destroyed. All the cars in the parking lot are destroyed, every single one of them. The hail was so hard. My daughter got taken to the hospital. Really? So we're trying to get to her.
Now we want to turn things over to our Stephanie Sierra, who is live right now. Stephanie has been tracking car crashes, a backup on I-25, and now her own car was just pounded by the hail. Stephanie?
That's exactly right, Dana. We are live along the northbound lanes of the interstate here in Fountain, and just a few minutes ago we had an intense downpour of hail. I want to show you this car actually broke down along the interstate and managed to move over, but you can see the entire windshield is completely destroyed. But if we walk a little bit further, you can see our News Channel 13 car. We actually had to stall on the side of the interstate. This was very intense hail. I can't reiterate that enough. Although we have a crack here in the bottom right corner of our vehicle, you can just see here, but it was pretty scary for everyone who was driving. In fact, although you can't see it now, there was a line of at least 7 different cars right in front of us if we pan over, and they were all stalled because of that downpour of hail. It was pretty frightening, and I want to introduce you to Brendan Shaw. Brendan, you were in the middle of all of this. In fact, this is Brendan's car right here. Tell us what happened.
Oh, it was awful. It was awful. It just huge golf ball sized hail coming down. I couldn't see or do anything, and I was just so lucky and fortunate that my windshield had broken out. But ooh, stay safe out there.
Our Crystal Story is live in Fountain right now, where this area has already been hit, and Crystal is with a homeowner whose home once again sustaining damage. Crystal.
Here is a window that was cracked the last time. It's boarded up right now because this homeowner hasn't been able to get it fixed. But they've got another problem. There is a whole nother window that is now cracked. This is a kitchen window. It goes directly into their kitchen. During that first storm, it completely cracked. This home belongs to Eric, who we have here this afternoon. Eric, we talked to you the last time for the hailstorm. Can you believe it happened again?
No. The front windshield's cracked. This is the other one.
Can you believe it, seeing this again?
No. No, it's costing way too much money.
How much money is this all costing you?
Oh, just a little under $20,000, I think, right now.
That was the scene from the covered viewing area at the Mexican gray wolf exhibit. Tony Meyer shot this video on his cell phone right as the hail began to fall around him around 3 o'clock. He's in one of the safer places to be. However, 14 people caught in the open were injured. 9 were treated and released. 5 taken to the hospital. In all, 3,400 zoo visitors were not expecting this is how their trip would turn out. Because of the damage to their cars, they had to be bussed over to Cheyenne Mountain High School for pickup, and that's where we find News Channel 13's Chase Golightly tonight. He has followed this story since the first bus arrived there. Chase?
Bart, Dana, multiple people were taken to the hospital and some zoo workers were injured trying to get others into cover. There was so much car damage that they actually loaded up visitors onto buses and brought them here to Cheyenne Mountain High School.
This is what people at Cheyenne Mountain Zoo witnessed. Hail up to the size of baseballs pelting down on them as they hid under cover. Others caught in the storm.
From a fire department perspective, we had 5 patients that were transported by ambulance, and we had another 11 that were treated and released.
Skylights and windows broken. Luckily, no children attending the zoo's camp were hurt, but the officials did say 2 of their animals were killed.
Unfortunately, 2 individual animals passed away, 1 vulture and 1 duck.
People not allowed to go back to their cars, the zoo loading them up into several buses and taking them to Cheyenne Mountain High School. No one imagining it would end up like this.
We saw the storm rolling in and we're like, okay, it might be a little bit of rain. But then the wind really started to pick up and we realized, okay, this was pretty bad.
So we heard like a big boom and then everything just went downhill from there.
One woman we spoke to says her daughter was injured by the hail, trying to get people into cover.
The hail was so hard. My daughter got taken to the hospital. Really? So we're trying to get to her.
Some people getting off the bus being treated for injuries at the high school. Many happy to be out of the mayhem, but now have to deal with the damage.
Certainly a harrowing experience for many of those visitors. The attention is now switching to those hundreds of disabled cars in the parking lot. KRDO News Channel 13 Stephanie Sierra is live there now to bring us the latest on the devastation.
Well, Chase, we now know more than 400 cars in this lot are completely destroyed. I want to walk and show you the damage. This car here is what nearly all of the cars in this parking lot look like. Glass shattered everywhere. And I've counted a few dozen cars that have been towed away, but many weren't as lucky and are now stuck here trying to find a safe place to stay. It started out as a long-awaited vacation that quickly turned into a nightmare for the Vance family.
I've never seen anything like it before.
Their car, one of more than 400, completely destroyed in the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo parking lot.
We were visiting one of the exhibits and Alexa actually started looking outside and said there's these big things coming down.
They're talking about hail, not pea-sized hail, baseball-sized hail that pounded the Broadmoor area for 20 minutes straight. This video captured while the Vances were inside the bear exhibit. Large hail just pummeling into the water.
And I started crying after a while.
Alexa wasn't alone. Hundreds of other families now stranded.
I don't know where I'm going, what I'm doing, how I'm getting there.
Robin Lane says she plans on sleeping inside her wrecked car.
It's hard when you're on your own and you're trying to make things better.
The damage so severe everywhere you look, all you can see is broken plastic, shattered glass, and smashed windshields.
Hailstorm like I've never seen before.
Jenny Cook, the marketing director with Cheyenne Mountain Zoo, says they had to evacuate 8 busloads of people.
We had city buses come up and help evacuate those folks down to Cheyenne Mountain High School.
In the meantime, those that didn't get a ride called for a tow. Because a handful of these cars you see in this lot are owned by families out of state.
We're a long ways from home.
Like the Vances, who traveled all the way from Iowa, that are now left stuck, finding a safe way home. Cheyenne Mountain Zoo Road is now reopened, so the cars you see left in this lot will be able to be towed away. It's just unclear how long that process will take. But in the meantime, police will be here tonight and into the early morning hours patrolling this area to prevent any theft. We're live tonight at the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo. Stephanie Sierra, KRDO News Channel 13.